Now we will see the design and analysis of microstrip line on HFSS software. So before start the designing of the microstrip line, we will do some initial setting in HFSS. We will go in the tool option, then in the options and in HFSS option. So in this option, on the journal tab, we will check the duplicate boundaries with geometry. So duplicate boundary with geometry, it is already checked here. And this first option also must be checked, that use wizard for data input when creating new boundaries. So both of the options are checked. Now again in the tools, then options and modeler option, and in modeler option in the operation tab, we will check this automatically cover close polylines. So it is already checked. Then now we will switch on this drawing tab, and in this drawing tab we will check this edit properties of new primitives, and then OK. Now in the HFSS solution setup, we will select the model option, then OK, and in the HFSS and in the modeler units, here we will use the millimeter unit. Okay. Now we have completed the initial settings, and now we will create our design. Vacuum is there. So from here we can select the material, or there is another option that first you can draw your geometry and then you can select the material. So there are two options. First I am selecting the material, and the material is alumina having the dielectric constant 9.9, but alumina is not here in this list. So what I will do, I will add the material. So I will click here, add material, and then given the name alumina, and the permittivity of the material is 9.9. This is 9.9. Okay. So this material is add here, and we will select this material. So now you can see alumina is here. We will design the substrate, and the material of the substrate is alumina, which we have already set. Then we will select the box and give the initial points or initial coordinates to this box. This is on the x-axis, it is 0. On the y-axis, it is minus 10. On the z-axis, it is 0. And when we press the enter, you can see that there is a point which is the initial coordinate of our box. Then we will give the dimension of the box. So in the x-axis, it is 5 mm. In the y-axis, it is 20 mm. And in the z-axis, the height of the substrate is 0.5. So pressing the enter, we will get all these values in the properties. So in the command attribute, we will give the name. This is substrate. The material is already alumina is defined. We will provide the color. We are giving some dark color. Initially, I'm not setting the transparency. So now we can see that this is the substrate. And by pressing Ctrl D, this is the active view of your design. Now we will draw the trace. So the trace, now I will, now again I will select the material, and in this material I will select the PEC, that is perfect electric conductor. Then OK. Now again I will draw a box with the initial coordinate, and these coordinates are 0 and 0.24. This is minus 0.24 and 0.05 and 0.5. So here we can see that we got the coordinate of this point, and now we will give the dimension. The dimension is 5, and this is width of the substrate. So in our case it was 0. Somewhere in between, somewhere 0.46. So I'm giving 0.46, and the height of the, or you can say it is the thickness of the perfect electric conductor. So I am giving this 0.03. So this is 0.03. Now we got the this project window. So we will give the name trace. This is perfect electric conductor. We are giving the color, and again I am not setting transparency. So you can see this is our trace or microstrip over the substrate. Now we will draw the ground plane. So ground is also made up of conducting material. So that is why the we will select the PEC for the ground also, and again we will choose the box and give in the coordinate to the box. So that will be same as the coordinate of the substrate. 0, -10, and on the z-axis it is 0. So you can see that the initial coordinate we can see on the screen. Now dx will be same 5. This is the width on x-axis, and dy is 20. That is the length, and on the dz it will be minus 0.03, minus 0.03, and we are giving the same color, and the name is ground. You can see that ground at the bottom part, and at the top part there is a substrate. Or when we go on the close up of this microstrip line, we can easily see that the dimension, that we can easily see the microstrip line ground, and in between there is a dielectric substrate. Now we will draw the air box surrounded on this microstrip line. So we will select the vacuum, and again we will draw the box, and the dimension of the box, or the initial coordinate of the box, will be 0, -10, and -1.4, and minus 0.003, And now we will give in the dimension, that is 5, 20 and again 5. So now you can see the box is enclosed this microstrip line, and we are giving the name air because this is air box. Now we can choose some different color, and we are giving the 90% transparency to this box so that we can see inside the box easily. So this geometry is now complete. Now we will select the box and then assign the boundary, and we will provide the radiation boundary to this box. And here in this project tree, in the boundary, you can see that box have the radiation boundary. Now we will provide the excitation to our microstrip line. So to do this, first we will select the YZ plane, and then we will select the draw rectangle and given the initial point, that will be 0 and -5 and 0, and the dimensions are on x-axis it will be 0, on y-axis it will be 10, and on z-axis it will be 1.3. So you can see we are getting a rectangle at the one end of the microstrip line, and we provide some transparency and giving the name, this is port 1. Now we will double click on this point, and we, for the analysis purpose, we are giving some variable to the length of this port. So we are giving its name port underscore width, and it is divided by 2, and giving the same name port underscore width. Now we will provide the excitation to this rectangle. So we will assign excitation wave port. The name is P1. We will allow the first 5 modes and then assign the new line. Now we will draw the same rectangular box at the another end of the microstrip line. So again we will select the rectangle, and then on the x-axis the starting point will be 5, then -5, then 0, and the dimension are 5, 10 and 1.3. So again we got the another port. Now we will provide the name port 2, and again we will assign the variable, that is port width divided by 2, and this will be port width. Now we will add the solution setup. So in the solution setup, we will check the solve ports only, and the solution frequency is 18 gigahertz. Now we will add the frequency swap. In the frequency swap, the swap type will be interpolating and it will be linear count, and we will start from 0.1 gigahertz to 50 gigahertz, and the number of counts are 81. Then OK. Then we will check the validation, and then we will run the analyzing all. Now the analysis is start. Now we will see the results. So in the HFSS, and first we will see the solution data. So in the HFSS results, and that is the solution data. So here you can see that for all the boards, their corresponding impedance is given, because here impedance is checked. That is why we can see only impedance. When we click on the gamma, then we can also see the propagation constant of the corresponding ports. And we can also select the frequency from here, because our solution frequency was 18 gigahertz. So when we select the 18 gigahertz frequency, then we get the different value of impedances at the different port, and same the different gamma values are here. So this is the matrix data of our simulation, and it provides the most of the information about our design. Now we will see the results. So in the rectangular plot, we will choose the first 5 modes, and in the function menu we will select the imaginary part, and here we can see the first 5 modes that will be propagate at different frequencies. So the first propagating mode is at approximately 12 gigahertz, then 23, then 32, and for 39, or approximately 40 gigahertz. So here we can see that all the higher modes are propagating through the microstrip line, and if we want to avoid the higher order modes, then we have to resize our port dimensions. Now we can also see the different modes and or the field configuration by selecting here port field display, and in P1 we will select mode 1. So here we can see the mode 1. Similarly, this is mode 2. This is mode 3. This is mode 4, and this is mode 5. So we can see the geometry of all the modes that will be propagated through this microstrip line. So now we will resize our port. So we will go on the optimetric and then add parametric, and in the parametric we will add the port width, and in the linear setup we will start it from 5 mm and up to 15 mm. We will get all these results, and the steps are of 0.1. We will add this, then OK, then OK, and now we will again validate our design. and then optimetric setup, we will do the analyze. Now after completing the simulation, again we will see the results in the rectangular plot. In the category menu, we will select the gamma, and now we will see the variation due to change in the width of the port only on the single mode. So we are selecting first dominant mode, that is gamma 1 2, and here we will select imaginary. So here we can see that as if we select this one, this is the width at 5 mm. The frequency is, the cutoff frequency is 23 gigahertz, and when we select the width at 5.5 mm, so here we can see that cutoff frequency is 21.3 gigahertz. So by increasing the width of the port, we can reduce the cutoff frequency. So that is why we can control the cutoff frequency or operating mode of the microstrip line by controlling the width of the port. So that was the analysis of the microstrip line in HFSS. In the next video, we will see some numericals on microstrip lines. Thank you.